I want to welcome members of our Board of Trustees that are here with us today. And if you are a trustee, I can look in the crowd, just wave so everyone sees you. We have a number of trustees also joining us on our YouTube link, members of our faculty and staff that are here with us to support this morning's event, and then special guests and supporters of our university that we see at a lot of our athletic events. And of course, I extend a warm welcome and thank you to our members of the media that have great interest in us. We consider you as partners. Thank you for being here today. As many of you are aware, our former athletic director, Pam Gohl, pursued an opportunity in which we supported her a great deal this fall to move on from the University of Sioux Falls. Pam continues to be a great supporter of this institution, and we're thankful for her years of service. But we immediately had to make some quick decisions, and although the timing was a bit challenging at the time, we decided to immediately embark on a search for this important role, our next leader of our athletic department here at the University of Sioux Falls. In a very brief time, we had people fast-track our process, and we had over 60 applicants within 2 weeks. And we went through a very thorough vetting process that engaged several elements of our campus, many of who are in the room today. And we were able to select a small group from that pool for campus visits. And from that pool, we made a selection, and that's why we're here this morning. As most of you are aware, the University of Sioux Falls is a proud member of the NCAA Division II. We love that place because it is very competitive athletics, tempered with what is called the Life and Balance Initiative. That's very unique in the NCAA, but it recognizes the fact that while our students are extraordinary athletes and compete very hard, they are also students, and that there are other life goals that are ahead of them in their lives, and we're very proud of that. We're also highly competitive in one of the best NCAA 2 conferences in the nation, the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, more commonly known by its acronym, the NSIC. We're one of 23 conferences in the Division II era. There are 11 public, 4 private. We, of course, are one of the private Christians that encompass South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, and Minnesota. It used to be 5, but 1 has dropped out. We are in a search right now that I'm part of for that 16th member back. We're extraordinarily proud of our 450-ish student athletes on any given year. They are incredible young men and women that populate our classrooms and our campus community here. And of course, our coaching staff that proudly represents us in our 19 sports that are part of our USF athletic profile in the Northern Sun. We also have a very committed athletic administrative staff that often are in the background doing tremendous work to make sure all of us fans get that great fan experience to watch our student athletes compete. We strive here at the University of Sioux Falls to make sure that all of our programs have quality across our core mission of academics, faith formation activities, co-curricular activities such as athletics we're celebrating today, the performing arts, etc. We want to be the best we can be in all of those. But to achieve that lofty goal of excellence, it requires the collective wisdom and the collective efforts of all the people in this room and others that were unable to join us this morning because of scheduling priorities that didn't allow them to do that. And all of these programs are operated under the auspices of the University of Sioux Falls. We make sure there are close connecting points. I've often been known to state that we certainly like to win at USF, and we do. We like to win here in everything we do. However, we also know in athletics in particular, there are many ways to measure success that are not always necessarily reflected on the scoreboard. And to that end, I think I obviously have a bias in this, but I believe our student athletes, our coaches, and our athletic staff take that mindset to heart and give us all a sense of pride in the mission-centered purposes of our athletic programming here at the university. We're very proud of that. We determined early in this search process that a non-negotiable part of our search would be to ensure our next leader of this USF athletic department must be able to provide balanced and sensible leadership, especially in this era of higher education, in the manner in which we approach our athletic program, taking to heart the Life and Balance Initiative of the NCAA Division II that we are part of, as a very important part of this search. And with that as context, it's now my honor to introduce our next athletic director. But I want to just make a couple comments before. As we consider those non-negotiable attributes of our next leader, we just needed to make sure that this person was sensibly grounded in their leadership. They had the ability to build productive and healthy relationships, both internally and externally, with this wonderful community, Sioux Falls and the surrounding region that supports our existence here at the University of Sioux Falls. And most of all, we needed this leader to be the very top of the rung, making sure that our students had a positive athletic experience second to none, and sending our students out in alignment with our mission as graduates someday into the world to serve God and humankind. That was an extraordinarily important part of this search. In Sioux Falls, the state and region, I'm proud to say that our athletic programs serves as some of our greatest ambassadors to the region, not even withstanding their excellent performance on the athletic fields or pools or tracks or courts of competition. We were very fortunate to find that individual. And so it's my pleasure this morning to, in just a moment, introduce Mr. John Hart. He checked all those boxes for us in regard to what we were seeking for this very, very critical role for the University of Sioux Falls. John comes to us from our friends in our common endeavor of higher education at Dakota Wesleyan University, where John has served as their athletic director since 2016, and prior to that served in other capacities for them within their athletic department. John also has served and does serve in other significant leadership roles within the NAIA, which they are members of, as noted on his resume, and we will have copies of that for our media friends and others that may have interest. I want to just say this as professional courtesy. Dakota Wesleyan has been just great. None of us like to lose great people like John. I've had it happen on my side in reverse order, but I just want to extend my appreciation to Dakota Wesleyan and my gratitude to President Kittle and his staff for working with us to make this good for all of us in this transition. And before inviting John to the mic, I just want to recognize some special people in his life that are with us this morning. At USF, we take a lot of stake in knowing that whenever we make new hires, we're also bringing families into our midst. And that's an important part of our community. And all you have to do is go to an athletic event and you will see people that are working staff, and you'll also see their families that are with them. That's a great part of this community. Today accompanying John are members of his family, Danielle, busy up here right now, right? With their twin daughters, Harper and Henley, and their son, Hawkins. Welcome to all of you, especially you little ones. You're kind of our favorites right now, okay? And then extended family, Kurt and Kelly Hart, John's parents, right there. Thank you. Amanda Hart, John's sister. Thank you for being with us. Cindy Shook, from Danielle's family, and Jeff Shook. So that is it, and now it is my great pleasure to get to our person of the moment. John, welcome to the University of Sioux Falls.
Well, thank you so much for that kind introduction. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here today. I'm really going to keep this pretty short and sweet because as you can about imagine, this has been a whirlwind of a week for me and my family. I really appreciate all the work that went into today making this happen. We've already felt so welcomed in such a short amount of time, and it's really been a special feeling for our family and I so far. I first want to start by saying how humbled, honored, and excited I am to be named the next Director of Athletics at the University of Sioux Falls. You know, this university has always been a staple in South Dakota sports and higher education for such a long time, and I can't express how honored and eager I am to help lead this storied and iconic athletic department going forward. Obviously, I want to thank President Bradfield, Julie, the management team, the search team, the entire athletic staff for entrusting me in this very important role for the university. You know, a lot of my talks with President Bradfield, it became very apparent that he and many others have a genuine care, love, and commitment to a university and a campus community, which correlated very well from the place that I'm coming from. I always said to myself that there would need to be a lot of boxes that need to be checked in order for me to walk away from Dakota Wesleyan. And early on in this search and throughout this search process, I felt like this was a perfect fit. I also feel USF and their team here have a strong and bold vision for the future. And I look forward to partnering with the leadership team, the board, and countless others to achieve major goals of this department and this university. To my Dakota Wesleyan family, current president Dr. Dan Kittle, who has been a rock star for DWU, former leaders such as Amy Novak, Teresa Creasy, our board of trustees, and people who I consider to be in my foxhole, which contains countless coaches, support staff, alumni, booster club members, corporate partners, students, and the Mitchell community who have supported me every step of the way. For roughly half my life, I've been at Dakota Wesleyan University, and it's my home, and it always will be my home, and it always holds a special place in my heart. To my GPAC and NAI colleagues, Commissioner Corey Westra, this is a first-class group of professionals, and every one of them have helped shape me professionally and helped prepare me for what's ahead of my career. I also want to personally thank some of my friends. Anyone who knows me knows I have a pretty huge circle of friends who's fiercely loyal in a crew that's just been with me through thick and thin. Some high school buddies that I literally talk to every day, former teammates, classmates, and countless others, and I'm extremely grateful for those relationships. I also want to thank and recognize my family, obviously, some of which are here today, the Shook family, Dave, Cindy, Jeff, Grace, Jacob, and Alicia, and their little ones, Braden, Brindley, and Bennett. All my extended family who can't be here today, the Doyles and the Samples. These individuals have been a constant blessing for me and just salt of the earth people, and I'm so thankful to have them in my life. My parents, Kurt, Kelly, and my sister Amanda. In a lot of ways, they've been my heroes, mentors, role models, and I wouldn't be here without them today. Their support and love has never wavered, and I'll never be able to repay them for what they've done for me. To my wife, Danielle, she's a real-life superwoman right here. Thank you for being the rock of our family. She's fully embraced the college athletics lifestyle, all while commuting to Sioux Falls for work and raising 3 kids that are 3 and under, who are here today. Obviously, they've been making a bunch of noise up here, but Harper, Henley, and Hawkins, they're skipping out on preschool and daycare today, so they might be a little bit of trouble when they get back. But you'll no doubt be seeing them running around at games and events throughout the year, and we can be more thankful for that opportunity. And we might need some babysitting help here and there, so hopefully we got a lot of hands on deck there. And if you see them at games and they look like they're lost, don't be afraid to help them out. We'll probably be busy doing something. But Danny, Harper, and Henley, I love you very much. In closing, I would just really like to thank USF and its athletic department. I would just like to say that, this has always been a place that I've had a deep admiration for. The storied programs, the people, and the community have had major appeal, and I look forward to being able to help write a lot of new chapters of success with this great team of people and supporters. There's so much to look forward to for me and my family, and I can't wait to get started and integrated into the USF community. I promise you, there's no one that's going to work harder. Thanks again for everybody's support and coming out today, and let's go Coop.
Thank you, John, and thank you, President Bradfield, for your continued leadership and dedication to this wonderful university. Thank you, John, for your remarks again and vision for USF athletics. We are so glad to have you and your family joining the Cougar family. Thank you to everyone for attending today. For members of the media, interviews will take place to my right in the conference room, which is right over there, immediately following the conclusion of the press conference, and there are refreshments over here as well, so please help yourself and take some time to share this moment of celebration. Thanks again.